Hey there guys, today I'm going to be going over my 2024 Balisong Collection. I've had to get another case at this point because this addiction is worse than meth. So I'm going to be going over all these trainers, live blades, everything in between. I'll try not to make everything too long. I'll just try to list everything off because there are quite a few knives here. I'm going to start with let's just start with the live blade box. Most of these are live blades, some are trainers. So I have the Balisong Z from Flytanium. This guy right here. I don't flip it too much, but it is here. Then I also have the Maxace Obsidian, or no, whoa. Maxace Pian, not Obsidian. Maxace Pian. Also don't flip this one too much, but a very pretty knife nonetheless. Then I have the One Tsunami clone. And I actually really like this one for the way the blade looks and the super cool anodization on the titanium. I know it's a clone, you can get pissed at me all you want, but I've spent like $8,000 on legitimate knife brands, so fuck off. And then I got the Nibali's Wave. I'm going to be careful flipping this one because the Zen pin likes to fall out. I did Loctite it back in, but I've done that about 5 times. This knife does actually flip pretty good. I just don't use it too much because that darn Zen pin keeps falling out. Moving on, I got a bunch of Krakens. So I have this green and pinkish purple with an inked blade. This is a 2.5. Oh, goodbye. And then I have some zippy inserts. Little green inserts there at the bottom. And I changed the screws here, like magenta one side, green on the other side. This one's pretty fun to flip. But it doesn't flip as good as the silver Kraken I have. For some reason, this one just flips better than my other Krakens, and I don't know why. It just feels slightly smoother. It might be because I've beaten the shit out of it. You can't really tell because it's silver, but I have just marked this thing up like crazy. But yeah, this was right. This knife right here is one of my best flippers. And I guess that saying that beat Krakens flip better might be kind of true, because this thing is just ridiculous. I really enjoy this one. But anyway, the other Krakens. I have a brand new V3 Kraken. The other ones are all 2.5. This is a V3 Kraken live blade. And it doesn't flip as good as the silver one. I don't know why. I've tried different lubes, tried taking it apart, all the other stuff. Still flips good, but not as good as the silver one. Then, I'll just get the other Kraken out of the way right now. It's a V3 Kraken trainer, and I know I'm a Kraken whore, I know. This trainer is the closest flipping to the silver one that I have. And I do have some zippy inserts here. I have the zippy inserts that have the ball weight. I took this one out because I didn't like how it flipped with this ball weight. It was just a little too heavy, so kind of found a middle ground with that. And this is a gold dual tone guy. Anyway, moving on from all the Krakens, of course have the Vulp Pro. My other Vulp actually got stolen, along with a couple other of my knives. I had the BB Firefly V2, that got stolen. I had the Maxace Serpent Striker V3 get stolen, and I had the Banshee V2 from Maxace, also stolen. So be careful who you let borrow your knives, guys, because I got fucked over more than once this year, or 2023, last year, whatever. Moving on here, we have the Log Designs Tijian. I don't know if I'm saying it perfectly right, but this is a false live blade, so it looks real, but it's not. Of course, you could sharpen it. This one has a nice like really quiet ring. It's a very pretty knife too. A little bit beat up from the person I bought it from. It's got some marks on it, and I had to replace one of the screws with some Amazon T8s, but it actually doesn't sound half bad. It's pretty good. I really just keep it because of how it looks. It doesn't flip the best, but it's all right. Next one, Black Balisong's De Purge. This one's also a dulled live blade. I'm gonna end up getting these sharpened at some point. This one I don't really like how this one flips much at all. It does have these cool handle designs, these cool little swirls. Hopefully that's showing up on camera if I do that a bit. And it's pretty. It's got De Purge engraved onto the blade. And it's serviceable. Like, the flipping is all right. Not the best though, especially for how heavy it is. So yeah, it's okay. It looks pretty though, so it stays in the collection. Next, this is the knife that I was waiting to get here to make this video, which is why it's so late. And this is the Balisong Wing. I've only had this for a couple hours, but with how many knives I've amassed over the course of this addiction, I believe I'm pretty good at figuring out when knives are good at flipping out of the box. And this Balisong Wing is really good. I really like it. And it's super pretty. Yeah, I mean, look at that thing. The fade from the, I tried to get a purple one because purple is the best color ever, but pink is close enough. And just the blade, and the price too, 140 bucks. I mean, and it sounds like super nutty. Hold on, let me see if I can get a good sound test. I don't know how well that's going to come through the camera, but this thing sounds, looks, and flips really good. It is also a false slide blade. Probably going to get all three of these knives sharpened. This one, the Purge, and the TGR. I'm probably going to get them all sharpened. The next one, we have the NRB Ultralight. This thing is so weird. Oh goodness. It's one of the few purple Balisongs I have. But it is so cool. It has all these zippy inserts throughout the handles and the blade. And even with those inserts, this thing still weighs like nothing. And it's not like a super good flipper, but it's a unique flipper. Like, it's super interesting, so that's why I like it. Because even though it feels wrong because of how light it is, I believe it's like 2.6 ounces or 2.54, something like that. But this thing is super unique. It's really cool. It's also a great purple color, so I'm gonna keep it for a while. I think this is the final. Well, no, there's one more Squid Industries thing after this, but this is a Nautilus that I have modded a bit. So it's got the original white scales, then I got some pink scales from Glider, and some blade inserts from Zippy to kind of make this perfect, like, pink, white, and black Nautilus. I really like the Nautilus, although I do think it's a bit expensive for what you get. But oh my god, it went way under there. Holy shit. Okay, yeah, this one's really cool. I just like how unique it looks, knowing that there's probably no other Nautilus out there that looks like this one. Super cool. And what do we have? Oh yeah, final one. We have a BRS Chab with some engravings. It's got roses engraved on the blade, as well as katana waves on the other side. And this thing is beat. It is old. It's barely got a handle gap left. But for how heavy it is, it flips surprisingly well. I don't use it all the time, but I'd rather flip this over the De Purge any day. So it also sounds pretty nutty. But it's very loud. Alright, so that's the first box. On to the second one. Mostly trainers in here, but I'll get rid of the live blades first. We have a Kershaw Lucha with Flytanium handles. I barely ever touch this thing because I do not really like how it flips. I just kind of found that out about ball bearing knives. I don't really prefer them. But it is cool nonetheless, and it's purple. Then I have a Sphixco Zephyr with Sagaya hardware. It's got Sagaya hardware and it's pink. Don't like the way this one flips too much either, mostly just because there is just no grip at all. But it does have a cool kukri style trainer blade, but it is kind of chunky and heavy, especially when it has like no grip. But yeah, that's the Sphinx Zephyr. Then I have the good old Squiddy Bee with some zippy end caps and weights on the bottom. And for how cheap these are, they flip all right. And you know, honestly, the main reason I have Squiddies at this point is just in case I go on a plane and I want to take a knife with me. This can go on a plane with me. I don't trust airports enough to put one of these or both of these boxes in checked bagging and have them get lost. So if I travel somewhere, I just bring a Squiddy. Then I have the Glider OG4. It's kind of like Halloween edition. This one's also very nutty. But yeah, Glider OG4. Then the Squid Industries Mako. I actually really like how the Mako flips. Just over the past few months, and really over the past year, I've kind of just not really gotten super good at flipping at all, but I've just kind of refined the stuff I can do. Instead of learning like super new tricks, I've just kind of refined things that I already knew. And this thing actually performs a lot better than I used to think it did. So I actually really like it. Then I have the Glider Arctic. This thing is pretty beat up. It's got tap. If I tighten it, the tap goes away, but I also get really bad binding, so this is where it lives at the moment. Oh my god, that thing went all the way back here. Okay. Even with the tap, still sounds pretty nutty, and it still flips pretty good, actually. It's not awful. With that tap. That's annoying. And then last, we have a Prisma V2. I've had quite the story with the Prisma V2. It's a good flipper, but unbelievably fragile. So here's another one that I have in here. It's all taken apart and stuff. Because if I put that one together, it will bind horrifically. And it's a problem that I already had with that. I already sent it back to Dalen to get it worked on. And even after getting it back, it worked fine for a bit. And of course I have this second one that I got secondhand. Here's what made it stop working. So you know like how when you have binding or just a little bit of binding, you're supposed to grab the handles? I don't even want to pretend like I'm doing it with this one because this one also did it. This is, I think it's a video from actually like Squid Industries channel. If you have binding, you're supposed to grab the handles to like kind of push away from you and like crank the handle up and down like this and then spin it around, you know, kind of bend it a little bit. You don't do it super hard or anything, just like that. And then, well, don't do that on a Prisma V2. And because if you do, your knife will never work again. So this one kind of has like the very beginning of that just from dropping it a bunch. Honestly, not even a bunch. I mean, if we look at the handles, a little bit of marking there. Nothing else really. It's a disappointment because I actually really like the way this thing flips. I'm just scared to take it anywhere. That's not flipping it over the carpet here, so I don't use it too much. But yeah, that's all for this one. I actually do. Just flipping it right now because I don't flip it too much anymore. It does flip really good. Oh. But yeah, that is the Balisong Collection. Other than all that stuff, I got like a ton of microfiber cloth, some bits, Weehaw bits, other bits. I got a ton of screws for all my different knives and band-aids in there. Of course, I got a thing of super loop here, and well, yeah, this one has KPL. But yeah, that is pretty much it here. Cases have stickers all over them because I'm gay, and that's pretty much everything there. So yeah, thank you for watching this long rambling video of my knife collection, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Definitely talk about what kind of knives you guys have down in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video when I film it in like 7 years. Bye.